Isang mapagpalang hapon sa ating lahat. Ako po si Melanie Raagas, ang magtatalakay tungkol kay Benigno Simeon Aquino III. Benigno Simeon C. Aquino III was born on February 8, 1960 in Sampaloc, Manila, Philippines. He died on June 24, 2021 at the age of 61 in Quezon City, Philippines. He was also known as Noynoy Aquino and colloquially as Pinoy. He was a Filipino politician who served as the 15th President of the Philippines from 2010 to 2016. The presidency of Benigno Aquino III began at noon on June 30, 2010 when he became the 15th President of the Philippines. Before being elected as President, Aquino was a member of the House of Representatives and Senate from 1998 to 2010, and he was also served as a Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives from 2004 to 2006. He was the son of Corazon Aquino, who served as President of the Philippines 1986 to 1992, and political leader Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. He attended the Ateneo de Manila University in Quezon City for his elementary, high school, and college education. Aquino finished his Bachelor of Arts major in Economics degree from the Ateneo de Manila University in 1981. He was one of the students of former Professor of Economics at the Ateneo de Manila University, former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. On July 26, 2010, at the Batasang Pambansa in Quezon City, Aquino delivered his first State of the Nation address. During Aquino's first SONA, he announced his intention to reform the education system in the Philippines by shifting to K-12 education. On July 29, 2015, Aquino delivered his final SONA, where he discussed the country's economic improvements and the benefits of social service programs, particularly the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program and the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. Policies and programs. President Benigno Aquino III signed the Executive Order No. 43 Series of 2011. Thematically organizing the cabinet into smaller groups called as the cabinet clusters. The cabinet clusters composed of good governance and anti-corruption, human development and poverty reduction, economic development, security, justice and peace, and climate change adaptation and mitigation. Good governance and anti-corruption. The Good Governance and Anti-Corruption Cluster shall promote transparency, accountability, participatory governance, and strengthening of public institutions. It shall also work to regain the trust and confidence of the public in government. This may include governance cluster webpage, freedom of information, and the people's budget. Human development. The Human Development and Poverty Reduction Cluster shall focus on improving the overall quality of life of the Filipino and translating the gains of good governance into direct, immediate, and substantial benefits that will empower the poor and marginalized segments of society. This includes Human Development and Poverty Reduction Cluster, Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program or the CCT, K-12 Basic Education, Responsible Parenthood, and Sin Taxes. Economic Development. The Economic Development Cluster shall focus on the promotion of rapid, inclusive, and sustained economic growth. This includes public-to-private partnership and Philippine Development Plan 2011 to 2016. During the inaugural address, Aquino created the No Wangwang policy, strengthening the implementation of Presidential Decree No. 96. Wangwang is a colloquial term for blaring sirens. Despite having the privilege of using wangwang as president, Aquino refrained from using sirens to set up an example stuck in traffic and being late every now and then. After the inaugural address, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority began to enforce Aquino's no wangwang policy, confiscating wangwang from the public officials and private motorists who illegally used them. Bangsamoro Peace Process. Aquino resumed stalled peace talks with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front or the MILF, a rebel group of Mindanao seeking self-determination for Moros. He met with the MILF in Tokyo, Japan in August 2011 to initiate peace talks, which resulted to the signing of the framework agreement on the Bangsamoro between the Philippine government and the rebel group the following year. Education, or the K-12 program. Aquino introduced reforms in the Philippine education program by introducing the K-12 curriculum by signing into law the Enhanced Basic Education Act in 2013. Aquino signed the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013 into law, reforming the country's basic education system by requiring a one-year kindergarten enrollment and adding 2 more years in secondary education. This added 2 years to the basic education system, which became known as the senior high school stage. The program was introduced because the Philippines was among the 3 countries in the world at that time still had a 10-year basic education program. Foreign policy. Benigno Aquino III is noted for his confrontational foreign policy against China, especially concerning the Philippines' approach in pursuing its claims in the South China Sea. The case was filed in 2013 after the Philippines lost control of the Scarborough Shoal after the 2012 standoff with China over the dispute feature. He is also responsible for instituting the term West Philippine Sea in 2012 for the eastern part of the South China Sea, with the Philippines' claims to be part of its exclusive economic zone. Aquino also enacted Executive Order No. 26, Series of 2011 to mandate the Department of Agriculture, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Department of Agrarian Reform Convergence Initiative to develop a national greening program in cooperation with other government agencies.